Welcome back to the channel. It's Chad here with Sinister RC, and this is my WLtoys 128 series. I know it's been a while since I made a video because we had a death in the family last year and I just kind of put my RC on hold. I've had a few projects over last year. I really didn't film much, but I'm going to do some walkthroughs on some things. I will no longer be doing reviews. I may do a few unboxings here and there, but I'm going to concentrate my channel more so on mods. Especially modding the WLtoys. I have several of them, different sizes, and I love these things. So today's video, I'm going to concentrate on the k969. This car right here I've spent a lot of time with. I'm almost become an expert with it, but not really. And it's a groovy little drift car, and I'm still learning to drift, but this one here I've done quite a bit of work to. This guy here I've done the monoshock upgrade, which, you just kind of carve out a little bit there, drill a few holes, remove. Steering upgrade, which my bulkhead here, I've really cut the front of it out. So I can get a pretty good angle there. In this little clip here, I'll kind of show you the difference between these two angles on these trucks, because this one's dead stock. And I do have a review out on this video I did a few years ago. I'll put a link to it right up there. And this one's brand new. Just got this guy, and I got a whole series coming up on a build for this one. But with this guy here, I did do the carbon fiber, which is kind of nice. But notice this is the actual frame that came from this car. And this frame has these little tabs that stick off there. I actually cut them off of this because I noticed they were really tight when they stuck out here, and I wasn't getting a lot of travel in my suspension either way. And then if you notice with these here, they're kind of grooved out a little bit. And I did try to do the sanding thing, down on them, but in the end I just ended up cutting them off so I can get that extreme angle that way. I'm running this with a Fly Sky receiver, which I have stripped completely out of its housing. When you get them, they come like this in the box. And I use this Fly Sky receiver, and I like this thing. I can program quite a few different RCs to it, and which I already have. I think every one I have is programmed to this one way, shape, or form. It also has the mini gyro, which is here, and I've stripped it out of its housing too, so it'll fit up underneath the cab there, because there's not a lot of space here. I mean, I just barely got this to fit, and that was with lifting all my struts all the way around. And this little receiver right here is a 30 amp Mofo RC. I actually got it for my Axel SEX24, and I've got a couple of them. I have another one for this build here too, and they seem to work really well with this. They didn't work well with the SEX24 because they're more of like a rock bouncer kind of thing. I couldn't get that really slow speed for crawling. It was either, but it works good for drifting, where I can, maintain and hustle. Yeah, this is my first drift build. It turned out okay. I got another carbon fiber coming. I haven't decided whether I'm going to throw it on this car. I also have ordered the 284161 and the k969. So I can kind of get all these cars and do different mods with each one and just kind of have fun with this series. And also with building a drift track kind of in my living room. And this is kind of the process of what I did with changing out the frame. It's real easy. It took me roughly 15 minutes. Check this out. So you can see I've got significant differences here in the two. This one's got a gyro installed. This is from Mofo RC, this little ESC here. And I'm on a Fly Sky system. This one here is stock, but I'm running this controller with it, as you can see here. And then this is my Fly Sky for the k969, which is extreme angle. And that's what I've done there. I've done a big steering mod, as you can see. Quite a bit of difference. This also has a gyro. And I'm going to be turning this into a drift car. It's kind of been a little touring car. It's been really fun. Replace the ESC. It's a good truck. Okay, see how this is on the Fly Sky. It's a fun little car. It's quick too. I have the stock tires on it because I didn't see any need to replace with anything else. And my little switch back here, and that's part of the reason I got the carbon fiber, because it does have a slot for a switch right there. I'm not going to be using this upper deck because I cut my upper deck so I can make this swing angle on that. So you can see it sticks up quite a bit further than the deck, so I can get that swing. I'll kind of show you the process as this thing comes apart. Two-sided sticky tape sticks everything down. I use just a piece of plexiglass here to make a wider deck, because otherwise everything was kind of glued to the upper deck there. I don't know what this is. I won't need this switch either, but I'll need the screws and stuff for this switch. And that's a gyro from LDRC. I got it turned up pretty good because I'm still learning to drift myself. Kind of put my channel on hold for a little over a year because I lost my brother-in-law to cancer, and it's just been kind of a rough year with a career change and hours change, but things are starting to get better nowadays. But I have had several little projects over last year to kind of keep my head occupied, and this was one of them. So on this, we're just going to take all these screws out and transfer everything to this. As you can see, that came up pretty easy. It just drops right out the bottom. We just plant everything in there, and you can see right there where I've cut my drive shaft to make this a two-wheel drive conversion. And I also, because the ESC had a different fitting here, instead of changing this fitting, what I did was I just soldered another plug on here and left the original stock plug up underneath there just in case I want to go back to the original ESC. This made my life easier that way. I lock my diffs. Yeah, if you want to get into RC, and like where I live in Washington, it rains quite a bit, and these are great for indoors. And these are the stock wheels. I have stock differentials. Now I did order differentials recently. Let me get them out of my toolbox here. And these guys here, I went on Amazon and ordered a couple different pairs. I ordered red and blue, 2 different vehicles, and they will not fit because our bearing size right here is slightly too big. And so with these newer models, such as this one right here, the bearing's supposed to be bigger, but I've actually had these bulkheads off and greased the differentials, and they're the exact same size as the k969. And all the reviews I've seen, like with John Robson's RC and Bieber's Hobby, they have shown that these bearings right here are actually just a little bit bigger. And in this case, they're not. So you gotta be careful when you order, make sure you get the right bearing size with these. So I'm saving these for the, I ordered some bulkheads that'll actually fit these, so I can get these in these vehicles. Right now we're all stock on all our differentials. I did lock the diffs in this guy too. I just went in with a little JB weld, opened them up, just put a dab in there and lock the diffs up so we can get that good drift with it. Yeah, stay tuned for some really cool builds on my 128s here, and I dedicate this entire series to my brother-in-law Tracy May, which we lost to cancer, and it was just tragic. And it was nearly a year ago today that we had lost him. He was a good friend, and I miss him greatly. So now it's time to get back to life, back to my RC, and really get mad and crazy with it. I also have a small series coming up on some Emax drones, which I kind of got into some acro, but only flying indoors in smaller spaces. And I have a couple of them here, and these Emaxes are a lot of fun, and they're worth the cash. And I also run a fly sky with these guys too, and it's just a fun hobby, and I love RC, and it just kind of is a great way to deal with empty nesting. Stay tuned for more videos on my build series, and thanks for watching.